Here in Middle Tennessee, another rainy day. You know, call it a radio show. In the shop of Lige, Bell Buckle, Tennessee. I think we got some really good stuff. You know, carrying this show right along. I don't know how it evolved into what it is, but I think we're going to put two engines together, and this is the one I've got going. I'm just going to put one together right down there on the other end of the table. It's raining, so maybe we'll get two more running. A couple things that we found on this engine of quite importance is I took this. We took this bottom off of this. When I did that mouth test, you know, you put this all together, and I'm not advising you to do it, but I'm telling you how it happened here. You hold that straight up and down, and with the mouth test, like I say, pencil in a disclaimer, but you suck on that right there, up and down, to see if that check valve in there stops. You can't breathe through it. And I did that. And the air would go both ways. And I'll show you some. Lay that right there. Don't forget that. But it did have that piece there in there, that little check valve, which is a good thing. That was in there. And the problem we seen, you know, kind of almost immediately, there's a little flick of something there, and I've done examined it. Okay, watch this. It's a little hard thing. You're not going to be able to see it. But right there it is, and just throw it aside. And I think, you know, talking about that shadow line, when you look around that seat right there, it's got a flat place in it, and it's got a little burr on it. Check this out, Lige. Hold that in the light over there and see. Do you think is that a good one?
It looks bent.
It's bent.
Somebody clamped something on it.
Yes, and that was in this engine right here, and that in combined with that little flake of whatever that was holding that check valve open, and the engine never would have run.
Now you could take a punch and put it down in there and widen it out and straighten it back out.
Well,
and then
no, it don't have to be. It don't have to be straight. It just has to be flat on top, so that this little flapper right here will pull a vacuum on it. So the only thing you have to worry about is the flatness of the top surface. And you can work it with a file. You know, you can get it going.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yes, we'll save that. Even to the point where you can put it in the lathe and face it off right there. It's what, if I had the Sure line here, that's what we would do. But oh, how quick that would be. So, but we will put that together. And the reason is that if you've got one there on your workbench and it's the only engine you have, then you will have to deal with this right here with a file. But that has to be a perfect seal right there. And you have to have that little flapper in there, and there's a gasket on there. Screens are missing. That would be okay, but that may be how that little thing got up in there. I'm sure it is. But we will take this apart and save this. Well, you actually cleared off a place down there. I'm surprised you did, because there was a lot of stuff there.
What do you mean?
The pliers.
They're all right here. This is the pliers.
There they are. But you know, just twist that off, being cautious about. And you know that blank page in your book there. Write this in there. When we talked about this the other day, as we was putting one in there, where do I put that vent, that little drain back slot there? Where do I put that? And I'll tell you something. You will find this, if you take enough of these apart, you will find it to have been the problem. When you put this little thing up in there, if you position that little slot to the front, then when you put that pipe in there with that Indian head shellac on it, it'll run down in this and fill that up.
Yeah, that's not good.
It sure will. So, but you do want to seal that all the way around, but leave that gap. Also, you don't want to place that little gap. I mean, it's obvious, but should be in that blank page in your book. Where that set screw goes in there, don't position it there. So you need that to the back this way, and that way it'll be safe and open. That is important. And also, if I don't forget it later, you do need a little bit of sealer around here, right around here. Not a lot, but you do need some sealer around there. And I like to use that gas oil that's on standby there. Instead of talking about, let's just get it done. Another thing that's important about this too is the length on these. You know, here's a couple was in the parts bin over there. Replacements that do have a screen in there. So the important part is how long the little standpipe is. Well, actually, the way this came out, it's 3. When you put these on a level surface, it's 3 heights. But this one right here is really, really close to the longest one, but it's a little bit short on the shortest one. So, you know, this was in there, so I'm going to change out the standpipe for sure. The vice grips, we'll just use a makeshift right here, just a little makeshift vise out of them vice grips. And oh, it's loose. And no, I didn't want to do that. This is the one that's bad, so I wanted to use this standpipe because I feel it's the correct length. Either one of the short one will work, but you would have too much gas left in your. That's one right there we'll work on later. And here's the standpipe we're going to use, and here's the jet. And I'm not advising this at all, but you know, if you do the mouth test on it, this one right here is really good. That's really, really nice right there. Oh, that's loose in there too. We looked out on that. So we'll screw that back in that and that back in that. And we're going to use this right here. And you know me, I have talked about it before. This is the perfect place for that gasola. I mean, it's, I mean, you're going to know this by now, I'm sure, that it's them air leaks that'll get you. You know, you don't want no air leaks at all. Both ends of this standpipe is the same thread. So, but you only put it yonder. You don't put it down in yonder because you'll push it down in there. But if you only put it on the threads, then you're pushing away from it. So it won't. Let's keep that aside right there. It will not. This is one got the screen in it and felt real good. So let's vice her back up here. And I'm going to check it for length because you never know when somebody replaced this. There's a possibility that it could go all the way and hit the bottom of the tank. I believe that's plenty tight right there. You can actually get that a little bit too tight. Get that extra glue off my gasket sealer. You know, make it look good and all. But I like that gasola. I recommend that to everyone. But this is the one we're going to use, so I'm going to set it aside just for the time being. Well, no, let's just go ahead and put it in this thing right here. Whoa, we got this out here. Let's just go ahead and assemble her up together. You know, I don't know what else what y'all probably doing on a rainy it's Friday. A rainy Friday. What would you be doing? Leave a comment down there that, like, Today's Friday. What you all are doing on if it's raining around there at your house? Clamp that down lightly, and we just tightening this up. Well, it's pretty much the way it's going to be. So you want set that pretty. Oh, that's good. Set that tight and wipe that excess away. And on the side of this one that we just took out of this right here, if you looking at it up close and you know you can see it, let's just examine it. There's a nice drain back, comes all the way around, looks pretty good. Okay, now right there is a set screw mark, is where that was at. Okay, right beside of it is another indent indicating a set screw had been there, and come around, and right here's 3 that are overlapping, not unlike the Olympic symbol right there. So that's and there's no more. So that's 3, 4, 5. This has been out and in 5 times at least. You know, it's a possibility it could got back exactly the same hole sometime, but I doubt that. I mean, the possibilities would be, whew, you know, I couldn't calculate that. But I'm just going to run the file around there. You know how I am about filing stuff. Most of the time, by the time I get an engine back together, I will have filed on every piece of it. So let's just set this aside. And this one would have been equally well to use there also. But you do have to have a good operating check valve. You just do. The ones with the little flapper is better than the other type with the little steel ball in it. You know, either one will work if you got a good one. So, whew, man, we got a lot of time in on that standpipe. But if we can get this over here where it's supposed to be, let's go ahead and put this on here. And you know what? On the back of that blank page, don't put it out for everybody to see out there in the public. No, on the back of that back page, go ahead and pencil in there that I actually did this wrong, but it will serve no consequences. I don't think, but you're actually supposed to put this right here on there. Definitely. Before you put the rods on there, I got to talking and went on ahead and put that on our seat, and even to the point where you do need some glue, gasket sealer, whatever you're gonna call it, and anything but silicone, you know. Whew, man, you know, silicone's all right, but it don't have its place on a Maytag, you know. I mean, I've not found any. Okay, we were successful. Let's go ahead and pencil this in on that page also. We were successful in getting that gas oil on both sides of that gasket, and it's really clean in there, and it's clean in there, and it's clean in there. We got some oil in there, and so let's put some oil on this shaft right here. And a little bit right up in there. And these bushings, you remember, that was really, really, really good. So, put this right on here. And that's that store-bought gasket right there, which I think is, oh yeah, it's going to be perfect. And right here, most of the time you have to go to the vise to tighten these up, which that's what I think I'll do. And then we'll come back.